What's up, guys? Moto Auto's back. Man, I'm tired. I've had a day, but it has been absolutely awesome. So today I went out to Barber Motor Speedway to the MotoAmerica races, and I tried to record some, but it was just so loud out at the track that most of the stuff that I recorded, it's just you really can't hear me talk, and it's more obnoxious than anything. But I did get some video. I'm gonna put that at the kind of at the end of the vlog, kind of let y'all know. But we'll let y'all see some of the cool things that are out there. I mean, if y'all haven't been to Barber and you're in the area when they have an event going on, I highly recommend going out there. This was my first time out there, and I absolutely had a blast. Loved it. So to give you all an idea, I got out there about 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. I was running a little late. I knew that Dan was supposed to be out there, but I hadn't had a chance to really figure out where he was at. And I'd actually run into some people from my church out there, so I was like, okay, cool. So I hung out with them for a little bit, and I was walking through the paddocks area, and they had a crowd that was watching something that they were doing over there. I honestly don't know. I couldn't see. I'm too short. Vertically challenged problems. But anyway, so I turn and I'm walking, and all of a sudden this guy just comes out of nowhere, and he's like, "Hey man!" And I looked up, and there's Dan, and comes up, gives me a bro hug, and I will say, Dan is one of the coolest, most laid-back people you'll ever meet. I also got to meet a spin with Finn. Finn is a super cool guy, super chill, real down to earth. I notice he kind of keeps to himself a little bit, which I can relate to. I'm not a big people person either. I mean, I love people, but I still have to have my, I get social anxiety. If I'm around a tight group of people all the time, I may have to separate myself for a couple of minutes, kind of bring down the anxiety level. I don't know what brings that on. I'm just, sometimes I get introverted. But yeah, Finn was a super cool guy. I'm going to link his channel down in the description. Dan, obviously, most of y'all know who he is, but, you know, for kicks and giggles, I'll put his stuff down in the description. But he had the H2 out there, and that thing was beast. It was so sick looking. I've seen the pictures before. He just got it yesterday, or yesterday from when I'm recording this. I'm recording this on the 16th, so whenever y'all see it, anyway, moving on. Super cool. I saw it in the photos, but it did not do it justice. Not till you actually get to see it in person, and it was just so awesome. I love that bike. That's more bike than I could ever handle or want to be honest. But it is an impressive machine. I actually got a quick video of Dan on it revving it, so let me show you all that real quick. So yeah, how awesome was that? Oh, that was such an awesome bike. I love that thing. And then, of course, Finn, if y'all don't know, is the one that bought Do It With Dan's old CBR 1000, and he had it out there. And I absolutely love the color scheme on the CBR 1000. I would love to have that bike, but I don't see that as an option anytime soon. Not while I'm rebuilding the R3, which we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute too. But yeah, we were out there. Just, it was hot, so hot, but there was a ton of people that came out and was hanging around, and I will say that Dan is in his element. He's one of the most hospitable, caring people that I've ever met, and he deserves 100% of the success that he's had. Super, super cool guy. And it was so awesome to see all the people out there, all the motorcycles. There was motorcycles for days, and it pained me not to have my R3 out there. It did. It physically hurt me. Suzuki was out there with a demo day. I didn't know they were going to be out there. I didn't bring my gear with me, so I did not get to ride, unfortunately. But they were giving away like an R3. and another cruiser style motorcycle. All the different teams are down there in the paddocks. I got to see, you know, some of the teams that, you know, are sponsored by some of the people that I buy parts from, like Westerby Racing, you know, sponsored by TSC Industries. All kinds of stuff out there. It was so cool. And I've never really been into motorcycle racing, to be honest, or racing period. But it's such an impressive track, and watching them race, and one of the coolest things that I found that they had out there, and I didn't get a chance to watch it much, but they have a kids series. It's like I think they ride KTM 390s. Maybe I think it's like a MotoGP or something. I forget exactly what they ride, but I'm pretty sure it was the KTM 390 that they ride, and it was such a cool thought. Like, man, you got these kids from a young age getting into the community, and I will say the community at the motorcycle racing is different than any other community that I've ever been involved with. Everybody is super respectful for one another. Everybody respects one another. Everybody was very hospitable. I mean, you could go right up to the teams and their mechanics and talk with them, as long as they weren't busy, of course. But, you know, everyone there was more than happy just to talk and share their love of motorcycles with you. Super, super fun time. I highly recommend anybody who gets the chance to go see the MotoAmerica races. It's such an interesting community, such an interesting event. I mean, you see all kinds of bikes out there, people from all over. I met people from Mississippi, from Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, just all over the place coming for this event. And it was really cool to hear people's stories and get to interact with people. I'm not a social person, but even I found it very comfortable just to walk up to strangers that I didn't know and introduce myself and talk, and just had a blast, man. It was awesome. I don't know how many more times I can say that. How freaking awesome is this stuff. I will be back, and I highly encourage anyone in the motorcycle community to also make it out to those races. So, moving on, the R3. I was planning on buying the fairings and the lights and everything this past week. I didn't. Because I got to thinking about it, and the more I think about it, the more I think I'm not going to be happy with the R3 long term. Just because I rode that Panigale. I shouldn't have rode it. I rode the Panigale. I got a taste of higher displacement, and I really want a 600 or a 1000. Honestly, I'm leaning more towards the 600 or 750. I don't really want a 1000. They're a little too big for my liking. I want something that I can zip around town in. But I am going to fix the R3 still. That's still a priority, and I'm going to keep that bike for a little while because I love that bike. But my goal for the R3 now is just to get it back to stock rideable. And so I'm going to be reusing the stock tail light like y'all saw. I'm still waiting for the headlights to come in. Those should be in sometime next week. So I should be able to record next weekend for next week's video of installing that. I'm pretty sure I can get an entire episode just out of the headlights. Because what I ordered was the housing. So I'm going to have to take some of the parts out of the broken one and put it into the new housing and then mount it all up, make sure everything works. It should be a good time. I am going to get fairings probably fairly soon. I'm hoping within the probably sometime next month, I'm hoping. I could have gotten them this month, but instead, I got this. So I was at a local gun shop the other day, and I was walking around. I saw this on the rack, and I realized I had not ripped the AK in a while. I needed an AK in my life, so now we have an AK on the channel. I will probably do a video at some point with this rifle. This is a Wasser 10. It was used. It's an older model, but it's fairly straight. A lot of these have warped barrels because people rapid fire them and they're not really made for automatic fire. I mean, as stupid as that sounds, the barrels are kind of thin. So, regardless, there'll probably be a video of me shooting that at some point in the future. And while we're on the topic of guns, I've had a few people ask me about the gun that I always carry in my videos, and that is this gun here. This is my everyday carry gun. I carry this everywhere I go, unless prohibited, which in Alabama is few and far between. I actually did not carry it today at MotoAmerica. I didn't feel the need to. They don't allow weapons there, which normally, honestly, I carry anyway. It's not against the law in most places, but I figure there's going to be cops everywhere. There'll be enough protection. I can leave it home for one day. But this is a Springfield XDM 4.5 inch 9mm, and this has been my everyday carry gun for almost 2 years now, I think. I've actually got the original receipt somewhere. But yeah, I bought it brand new. I've carried it ever since. It's been a fantastic weapon. I may do a video, review on this as well at some point, but just for another day. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the rest of the video, and I will see y'all next week.
I can't believe the night lay waste to all we'd given. But honestly, you've gotta know that this ain't living. But we could run from Elysium and let it burn, let it burn. You've gotta know that nothing lasts forever. I can't believe myself. I never thought that this would be our end, but it's nothing new. And my lover's honesty, I can push it back down if I have to, if you want me to. 'Cause we can run, and we can run. The stars that fall all for you. So tell me now, what's left to lose if we run?
watching and make sure to like and subscribe.